Good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And I want to welcome you to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. This is a place only for people who are Black and intelligent. If you are not Black and intelligent, then you may want to leave because this is not the place for you. I'm sure that World Star or some other ignorant location is offering pretty good content today. So if you want to just be entertained and you don't want to grow, then I'm not your guy. We're here to learn and we're here to get better and we're here to build our community. And that's what we're all about. That's what we do. I'm going to give you guys a chance to come into the live stream, into the conversation, because we're going to have a good one today. This one happens to be one that that resulted from a conversation I had with a relationship therapist who loves the Black community. And I won't say the therapist's name because I don't want to put anybody on blast. But I am going to talk about this topic because I feel like a lot of us can really benefit from this. A lot of us don't really, we don't think about these sorts of things. But the reality is that, when you get into the stuff that I talk about, when I talk about economics and all that stuff. Well, you can't build an economic foundation if you can't manage your relationships. Relationship management is probably as important or more important than the management of your finances, because one of the most valuable assets that you own, one of the most economically relevant assets that you have access to, actually has to do with your relationships with other people. So when you can't keep your marriages together, you're typically going to fail economically. When you can't, when children are not growing up with both parents, you can't. It's hard to grow economically. The lowest net worth individuals in this country tend to actually be Black single mothers and Black single fathers. The Black single mothers are being hit because they don't have any help. The Black single fathers are being hit because the child support gives zero fucks about your financial situation. The child support system will literally put you in debtor's prison. They supposedly outlawed debtor's prison a long time ago, but the only place debtor's prison does exist is when it comes to the child support system. So don't get it twisted. Like, they will lock you up because you owe a debt, especially if you are a Black man. So please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't done that, please hit the thumbs up button. Also, shout out your city, or also you can shout out your business. Let me know where you're coming in from. What's up, Content 101 or Content of One? Sorry, Alejandro. Good morning, Janisa, Aluwa. Good to see you from St. Louis. Bree. Good morning. Teach for You is out of Charlotte. Primo is from Philadelphia. Let's see. David Worley says, keep spitting that knowledge. I sure will. I'm gonna spit knowledge. Just spit that knowledge on you. I just got through running. I'm actually I had to wipe sweat off my forehead because I'm actually in day 7 of training for my first ever marathon. So I need y'all to pray for me. I need y'all to pray to white Jesus, Black Jesus, and baby Jesus. I need all 3 Jesuses coming together to help me get through this marathon, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. This is a moment of vulnerability. I'm actually sharing a sensitive thought right now. I am nervous as hell because I ain't never ran no 26 miles, man. I don't even know if my legs can handle it. But I'm gonna do it, because it was something I always said I wanted to do. So we're literally on day 7 of marathon training. I'll keep you guys posted. I want to encourage everybody out there. If you're sitting on the couch and ain't doing nothing with yourself, man, just start with the little stuff. Start with the little stuff. So anyway, I want to say hello to Derek. Good to see you. Terry Cummings, certified training out of Atlanta. Francis, what's up? Primo, cut the bread out. I know, right? I need to, but y'all, I ain't gonna cut no bread out, but I need to, right? Alicia, Cardario from Nashville by way of Lexington. Okay, I know Nashville and Lexington very well. I went to college in Lexington. DJ Gemini, what's going on? Terrell Reed from Bridgeport. Miriam from New Jersey. Negro Damas says, get to the point. I say, fuck you. I'm going to take my time to get to the point when I'm ready, man. I'm just kidding. Not fuck you, but seriously, don't be rushing me, bro. This is my platform. So if you want somebody that's going to talk to you for 30 seconds, there's other YouTube channels. You should probably go over there. Anyway, so here we go. So let's jump into this. All right. So Janicia out of Dallas, good to see you. And I see Stripe out of Wichita. Okay. So hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't done that, hit the thumbs up button. Let's jump into it. Okay. So basically, I talked to a relationship expert. There's this fly that's been terrorizing me. I'm gonna get his ass. You son of a bitch. Yes, he splattered on the wall. I got that motherfucker. He's dead now. He's in fly heaven because I got them hands, man. Don't mess with me. Do not fuck with me this morning. Be dead flies. That fly has terrorized me for over a week. I swear to God, I had to stop my stream to go kill this fucking fly because this damn thing has been driving me crazy. You ever have one fly that literally, I know it does sound like I shot him. I wish I could have. Have you ever had like one fly that's in your house and it's like he's fucking with you? Like he like almost like it's like a reincarnated relative who just wants to like get your attention or get on your goddamn nerves. Like that fly has literally been buzzing around my office for over a week. And I said, when I see your ass, I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna do a drive-by on your ass. And I found him and I killed him, and y'all saw it. So when I got witnesses, so if I ever go to court for killing a fly, I will be guilty as charged. And who knows, maybe I'll get the death penalty. All right, so hit the thumbs up button. Okay, so let me get to the topic. Okay, so here's the thing. I talked to a therapist not too long ago about Black relationships, and one of the things that give it a fly funeral service. You're so funny. One of the things that this therapist brought to my attention and thought that I should share with you guys, and I think it's very important for me to share it. Y'all need to stop talking about that fly. See that, Robert? That's funny. Peter's gonna get you. Yeah, Peter probably would actually get pissed off if you kill a fly. Like they're really like that stupid. Like they're that weird. And basically, she brought to my attention 4 major things that tend to destroy Black relationships. And so what I'm gonna do is go through these 4 things, and I'd like for you to please comment and let me know if you've ever had any of these issues. I'm laughing because I'm looking at your comment when you said flyby. So y'all messing with my ADHD this morning. Okay, so there are 4 things that she mentioned that tend to cripple Black relationships. I'm gonna go through them quickly, then I'm gonna go through them a little bit slower, piece by piece. But this video won't take longer than probably about a total 15-20 minutes. She mentioned health issues, the inability to express emotions, emasculation of the male, and dealing with extended family. Health issues, emotional expression, emasculation of the male, and dealing with extended family. Those are the 4 things that she mentioned were the cripplers of Black relationships. And let me go through each one piece by piece, and tell me if you've seen any of this or related to any of this. Health issues. How many of you agree with me when I say that when it comes to physical and mental health, Black people need a lot of work? How many of you agree? And how many? And if you've either had this in your family or it affects you, where physical or mental health has just been a huge problem in our families. You eat chitlins, you eat chitlins and cupcakes for 40 years, and then you don't know why you have diabetes, heart disease, a stroke, and all sorts of, right? You really think like it just randomly happened to you when you were literally killing yourself for 40 years straight, right? Has anybody seen that, right? And no, it's not making fun of anybody, because that's just that slave culture that we've inherited, right? We've inherited the slave culture that leads us to put things in our bodies that are going to kill us. Even I still have a craving for things like sugar. Sugar is an addiction. In fact, they actually did a study where they actually got rats addicted to cocaine, and they offered the rats a choice between more cocaine and sugar water. And you know what happened? They actually chose the sugar over the cocaine. So sugar, according to some experts, is as addictive, maybe more addictive than cocaine. So a lot of us have sugar addictions, and we wear them on our bodies when we're letting our weight get out of control and we're really, really big. Really, that's an addiction that's sort of just being like shared, with the world. So physical health is an issue for us. Psychological health is an issue for 2 reasons. One, because we don't get therapy, we don't get help. Black people need to open our minds to therapy and what it can do for us. And then 2, we go through a lot of trauma as Black people. We go through trauma as children, and then we re-traumatize each other, and then we get these crazy itchy trigger fingers, and next thing you know, you're seeing Black people acting crazy. Even on the Black internet, I realized, I said, some people, for a lot of us, these YouTube channels that people have set up where they're screaming and hollering and cussing people out and acting a damn fool, a lot of times it's just mental illness on display. It's really just, something triggered you, and now you're telling everybody how triggered you are and how pissed off you are and everything else. And so ultimately, physical and mental health are things that cause problems, in our relationships. I know that me personally, my issue was obesity / high blood pressure. And one thing I can give the Black woman that I'm with credit for is that she pushed me to really dig into the blood pressure issue and to also start running. That's why you guys see me running. And also the reason I talk about it is because I want to encourage you to, think about this for yourself. Your health really is your wealth. And so, I think that it's okay for us to turn over a new leaf. I think you should look into other cultures. I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm not really, I love being around my people, but when I started going to these, running these races, and I would just be surrounded by all these white people, I would just see these people that were like older than my grandparents who are out here running, 30 miles, 20, 10, 20, 30 miles at a time. And it really showed me that there's other ways to live, so exposure to other cultures and other possibilities really can do a lot for you. Now, there are black runners out there too, lots of black running clubs. I'm not saying black people don't run. There's a ton of them that are very, very good at it. In fact, the best distance runners in the world are actually from Africa, right? But when I go to these races, I'll be surrounded by lots of white people. And I think that, and it just really kind of opened my eyes to say, wow, okay, so when you get old, you don't have to really sit around and get fat. You can actually get better and get healthier by taking care of yourself in certain ways. So I encourage you to do that. It'll make you feel better and make you happier, and it'll help your relationship a lot. Also, mental health, when we're dragging these mental health issues into our relationships, it's just destroying everything. And one person gets triggered, then they trigger the other person. Next thing you know, it becomes World War II because everybody got daddy issues that they ain't dealt with yet, or he's pissed off because he's a black man, and the black man gets disrespected more than anybody else on earth, and she's a black woman who gets just as disrespected as the black man, and maybe she's dealing with the fact that her father wasn't there when she was little, and which leads her to take it out on every man she ever meets. It becomes a big old mess. So health is a big deal. Let's not forget that. Next, the inability to express emotions. Now, one thing that this therapist described to me is she referenced the fact that black people historically, even going back before slavery, we really, a lack of emotional expression was always a defense mechanism. People felt, and still feel, sometimes rightfully so, that if you are all emotional and stuff, that you're making yourself look weak, that you're actually almost feminizing yourself, or almost, just making yourself look like a big pussy. And so a lot of people, especially the men, don't really express the emotion, but also the black women too. When you have the image of the strong black woman, a lot of times, like my grandmother had that. My grandmother was a strong black woman, and she wasn't going to break down in front of you. She wasn't going to, start crying because she didn't think anybody would listen. She didn't think anybody cared. She wouldn't tell you, about the things that were really bothering her. And I know a lot of black men who don't do that as well. And what happens is when you don't express your emotions openly, they start to manifest in other ways. So you'll see a lot of men slowly killing themselves, slowly committing suicide. You don't see it as suicide because it's happening very slowly. It's happening in slow motion. But if you look at their behaviors, you're sleeping with all these women without a condom. You're out here drinking until your liver falls out of your damn body. You're doing all these other things that are, maybe getting caught up in all kinds of, situations that could get you killed. Maybe getting into drugs or whatever, just getting high every single day. Well, those things are slowly killing you. That's why you have a lot of rappers from the 90s that ain't here no more, because they committed suicide. They just didn't know they committed suicide. But when you drinking, when you sipping perp every damn day, and and whatever, then you are killing yourself, right? So a lot of men, I think, have to find ways to express their emotions. But I think that, for the ladies, what I would encourage you to do is, if you want a man to express himself to you, I believe you have to create a safe space for him to do that, where he can express his emotions without being, where he knows he's being heard, and where he knows he's not being judged. If you judge somebody, I don't care. It's just like a teenager. If you're judging, if somebody feels like they're going to be judged by being open with you, they're not going to be open with you. Right? So yes or no, tell me if you understand what I'm saying. Yes or no, please tell me if you get what I'm saying. If you know that you're going to be judged, if somebody's going to call you a name or tell you, oh, that's stupid, or what's wrong with you, or, oh my God, I can't believe that you would say something like that. Are you going to be open and honest and tell and share exactly who you are? Or are you going to be quiet? Are you just going to shut the fuck up because you don't want people to know what's really going on deep down inside? See, because some people will say, like, well, I want you to be open with me. I want you to be honest with me. But then the minute you open their mouth, they start, they start going in and attacking. And, oh, well, what you trying to say? Are you trying to say this? Like nobody wants to hear that shit. Like, when you listen to somebody, you need to learn how to listen without judgment, like judgment free. And then what will happen is they'll start pouring out. It's just like your teenage child, like if you have a teenage daughter and you want her to tell you stuff, you can't judge every word that comes out of her mouth. You have to pick your battles, and you have to find subtle ways to get to the point. That's why, actually, believe it or not, this is me just giving you all the real. I've seen men who are more honest with the side chick than they are with their girlfriend that they actually love, or their wife, the woman that they actually love. They'll lie to her because they want to maintain a certain image. Tell me if you've ever seen this. Please tell me I'm not the only one. Please tell me I'm not the only one who's seen this. I've seen cases where a man Well, Corinne Steffens, aka Superhead, she's not as dumb as you think. Like, well, I don't know if you call her dumb or smart, but y'all know Superhead. Y'all remember, anybody know Superhead? Well, Superhead, actually, she does have a name, not Superhead, it's Corinne Steffens, but you got known as Superhead. That's your brand. So stop trying to pretend like you're something else now. But anyway, she actually happens to be relatively smart in the sense that she wrote this really great article where it was all about Beyonce. And she was basically saying, she was talking about Beyonce and the allegations of infidelity with Jay-Z and all that. I mean, my God, oh my God, can you imagine that? A rapper who cheats, like a rapper who sleeps with different women. Like I mean, well, I know that's so surprising. I mean, I know that no one ever expect a rapper to actually cheat on his girlfriend or his wife, but yeah, but believe it or not, it does happen. But what she wrote was a really good article where she said, I've been Beyonce and I've been the side chick, like I've been the wife and I've been the side chick. And she actually alluded to something that I thought was really fascinating, where she said that men will I was a side chick, men would tell me stuff that they would never tell their wife, because for their wife, they're creating an illusion, they're creating a fantasy, they're creating a relationship in a box that's going to fit some preconceived notion of what a relationship is supposed to look like. So they want to maintain that because they really love her and they don't want to be judged. But with the side chick, they don't give a shit. They'll be honest. They'll share everything. So I always tell women, like, if you really want to get honest information out of men, go talk to like your male friends or your brothers, or if you are the side chick, or I mean, I'm not judging. Like if you're dating a man who's just where he feels free to be who he is and to share what he's thinking, he'll tell you everything. He'll be really honest with you. So that's just the honest to God truth. That's just me sharing what I have seen. Hit the thumbs up button, by the way. Please take a second, hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't done that, that's really important. Please hit the thumbs up button. We need you guys to do that so people will come into the live stream. Also, if you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, you can go to drboycewatkins.net. That's drboycewatkins.net. So feel free to do that. And also, you guys may not know, but we actually made a great film about Black love and relationships called The Black Love Blueprint. It's actually on Amazon. You can look it up, theblackloveblueprint.com. That's the URL. You can watch the trailer, theblackloveblueprint.com. And in that film, we actually have a bunch of therapists that break down Black love and relationships. And it's done really, really well. Dorian Chandler is the director out of New York, and she's really, really good. She also did Resurrecting Black Wall Street. She's one of the best directors out there. So anyway, moving on. The third problem that a lot of Black relationships face is the emasculation of the man feeling that his masculinity is not respected, or that it's been ridiculed, or it's downplayed, or ignored, or not respected. I really believe that stems back from childhood, not having the father in the home. And I think that what happens is that just out of sheer survival, a lot of women have to take on masculine tendencies in order to run the household without the man there, right? And that, I think that goes back to watching your mother be kind of the man of the house, and then society perpetuates that. When Hallmark or somebody was out here making these Father's Day cards for Black women, anybody see that shit where they had these Father's Day cards for Black women, where they had a Black mother talking about I deserve a card for Father's Day, and people were like, what the hell is that shit? Does anybody remember that? And that was to me a microcosm of the fact that society masculinizes the Black woman. Society does that, going back to slavery, when the Black woman didn't feel protected and the Black woman was not treated like a lady. I was watching what was it? Legally Blonde 2. I happened to just run across like a few minutes of it, and thank you, Derek, by the way, for supporting the film, The Black Love Blueprint. I see you said you're a patron. I appreciate that very much. But there was a part in Legally Blonde where the blonde, little petite blonde lady is like walking around and she's wearing pink and she's got her little high heels and her little tiny dog. And she runs up on this Black woman who's a security guard. And it was played by Octavia Davis, who does all these like masculine mammy roles, in Hollywood. She's kind of like the discount version of Oprah Winfrey. And she's dressed like a security guard and looking all masculine and bulky and all that. And it's very common to have a Black woman in that role. I mean, going all the way back to shows like Night Court, where they had that one lady who was like the bailiff, like having a big Black woman play the masculine role is very common. Tyler Perry does it with Medea, things like that. No disrespect to Tyler, but it's like sort of like this idea that the black woman is the one who can like I don't know, lift big hunks of wood and throw them across the room and do all these masculine things. And so when you have that masculinity there, what it does is it can cause a conflict when you run into a masculine man, because masculine people don't always make good romantic partners. Like truly, even in the gay community, a lot of times you'll have one person that's dominant and masculine, the other one that's not so masculine, right? And so masculine plus masculine, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like to have balance, you need maybe 2 minus 2 is 0, so everything evens out. Masculine is 2 plus 2 is 4, so you get 4 times the drama, because you got all this energy like popping together. Masculinity breeds like competition. It breeds all these really unhealthy outcomes in relationships where you could be cool. Like, if a masculine man is dating a masculine woman, then yeah, they could be homeboys. Like, what up, dog? What's up, my nigga? You know what I mean? Like they can do that. Like what up, player? Like they can do that kind of interaction. But they can't do the whole like, come here, sweetie, I love you. Let me put my arms around you. You know what I mean? Like let me make you a plate. Like that doesn't happen. So when you get in these relationships where when you've got like this weird competition being created where the man and the woman are competing with each other and all these other things, what that does, I believe, is that gives the man a choice. He either has to out dominate you, which is going to create chaos, right? Where he's, he becomes almost like a prison guard dealing with a prison inmate. Prison guards control the inmates by dominating them, like beating them down with billy clubs until they shut up and submit, right? So sometimes a woman that, when you have those women that say, I need a man who can handle me, and she's all loud and obnoxious and blah, blah, I need a motherfucker who can handle me, or whatever, well, then you're going to attract men and who are going to see that as a challenge. You're like, okay, I'm gonna dominate this one. Like okay, let's do this, right? So then you just get this chaos, right? Because there's a battle that ensues that will end in maybe abusive submission. Like I'm going to literally dominate you so badly that eventually you'll submit to me, but then you'll be a victim of abuse because that's what's necessary for me to control you. I literally remember a woman saying, she was telling me about her ex-boyfriend, and she said that he was too nice. I said, what do you mean by too nice? Don't you want a man to be nice to you? She said, yeah, but he would be nice to me and give me whatever I wanted. And I like my new boyfriend because I know that if I say certain things to him, he won't let it slide. He'll quit talking to me and never talk to me again and blah, 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 blah. And I said, so what about your other man? She said, yeah, well, he would forgive me all the time. Like I'd say whatever, and he would just let it go. And the new guy didn't do any of that, right? And I was like, wow, that's really an interesting dynamic. Like you really need to feel threatened. You need to feel like you're going to be punished in order for you to submit to your man, right? And submission is not just something that women do. I think submission, I watched my mother and my father for 45 years submit to each other. They submit to one another. My dad used to always be like, well, that's what your mama wants and do what your mama wants, right? And my mother would say, that's your father. You respect your father. I don't give a damn if he went out and murdered 25 people. That's your daddy. You stand by your daddy, period. And little things like that remind me of what loyalty really means. Loyalty does not mean I'm gonna be loyal to you until I don't agree with what you do. Well, then that means you ain't really loyal. That means that you're loyal to yourself, not to other people. A loyalty to another person means I'm loyal to whatever it is you decide we're gonna do. Whatever direction you decide we're gonna carry this, we're gonna drive this car, then fine. If that means I got to ride with you off the cliff, then I'm gonna ride with you off the cliff. That's why loyalty is not something to be taken lightly. Loyalty is not something to be given up easily, right? Because once you do that, then that's your horse. You ride that horse. I have a friend from Africa who's in a relationship, and that's how she sees loyalty. She's like, yeah, when I'm loyal to my man, I'm loyal to my man. She said Camille Cosby is doing exactly what a good woman's supposed to do. It's not Camille's job to go and tear down Bill Cosby and talk shit about him like everybody else. Her job is to be loyal because that's his wife. That's what her job was. That's what she signed up for. So that's what loyalty really means. And I don't think a lot of people understand loyalty. A lot of people see loyalty as I'm going to be loyal to you until you piss me off or until I don't agree with what you're doing. And again, that doesn't mean you're loyal to the other person. That means you're loyal to yourself. So anyway, let's move on. Last thing that they say cripples. One more thing that was interesting about the emasculation piece is that she did mention that of all the black men who date outside their race, a large percentage of the majority of those relationships, or a large percentage or the majority, was actually to Asian women. And she argued that the attraction to Asian women is that Asian women support a masculine man. They're trained in their culture to submit to the man, and the man likes that. The man likes feeling like the man of the house and things like that. But again, if you are a masculine woman, you can attract a man. You're just not going to attract necessarily a masculine man unless he's ready to fight you. Right. A lot of times you'll attract a submissive man, which actually fits the backward dynamic that's been developed in Black relationships. A lot of men can submit because they watch their mother dominate growing up. They watch their mother be the man of the house. So they're okay with the woman being the man of the house. But just understand, like, you're not going to get a masculine, proactive male. If you want a man that does that, you're going to have to literally drive the car, chop the wood, fix the roof, and be the man. And if you're okay with that, then that can work for you. Next, family. Dealing with extended family. That's the fourth point. There are lots of issues in Black relationships involving extended family. Cousin Pookie is always getting locked up, so you always got to go bail out Cousin Pookie. Or mothers or single moms who make their sons into their husbands. The moms that raise their children by themselves and attach themselves to their children and become addicted to their kids. I call them motheraholics, who won't let their son grow up and actually have a normal relationship. I had a friend like that whose mother was so connected to her sons that she became the wife. So when the new girlfriends would come around, the girlfriends would get pissed off because the mother always wanted the son's attention. The mother always wanted, the mother would just deliberately do things to sabotage and undermine the time they had together. They'd be planning date night. The mother would call right in the middle of date night while they about to start having sex. And the mother's calling saying, I need you to come and take me to the grocery store or whatever. Right. And she did that deliberately because she did not want to lose her man. That fly, I just saw that fly again. And he's a tough fly because a piece of him is splattered on the wall, and I'll be damned if this son of a bitch did not just come back. But he's moving slow now, so maybe I crippled him, so I'm gonna get his ass. But anyway, let's keep going. So extended family, dealing with extended family is a big problem. So in terms of managing those relatives, drawing clear boundaries, who you loan money to in relationships, who you allow to come and stay at your house, whose situations you involve yourself with is very important in terms of managing the relationship and making sure that your partner and you are on the same page with that before you decide to commit to each other, right? Because if you have a sibling that you're just loyal to no matter what, and that you'll ride to the rails with, and your spouse ain't down with that, that's going to cause a problem. So maybe before you decide to connect and tie the knot and all that stuff, you go ahead and have a conversation with your partner and kind of just let them know what it is, what these relationships are. Or if you're super loyal to your mother and you're going to take care of your mother no matter what, well, make sure that your woman understands that. Make sure she kind of gets that, because I've seen a lot of situations where the relationship falls apart because of that. Or also a lot of Black women see their mom as like their best friend. And I think that your mom being your best friend, it can be cool, for some guys. Some guys, may not like it if your mom oversteps her boundaries. So you may have to say, look, mama, this is my relationship. Your opinion is not one that's going to affect this relationship. Because if the mom is all up in the business, then I know a lot of men who don't like that very much. They don't like the mother judging and evaluating everything that happens in that relationship. In fact, just a little piece of, like advice in case you don't know this, whatever happens in your relationship, other than like somebody trying to kill you or something really horrible like that, keep that shit to yourself. Seriously, if it's the best sex in the world, then, reflect on it by yourself. Don't tell your friends, don't tell your relatives, don't tell anybody, right? If the person does something mean to you, don't go around like letting it loose on all these other. Go tell a stranger, because if you tell people that love you about the time where he treated you bad and then y'all kiss and make up and the relationship gets better, well, they're not going to forgive him. They're still going to be pissed off at him about the shit you were complaining about a year ago, and it's going to make him look bad and make it difficult for him to form relationships with those people. But it's also going to make you look stupid because you're going to look like a person who doesn't know what they want. Because one minute you're complaining and saying, I can't take it no more, I'm leaving. The next minute you're saying, oh my God, ain't he so wonderful, girl? You can't do that. You can't go back and forth. Be consistent. People shouldn't find out about your relationship problems really ever, but if you're going to tell them after the relationship's over. Don't tell them while it's happening, because that's a good way to ruin the relationship. Loose lips do sink ships. All right. So anyway, I hope that this information was helpful. I hope that this, helps you guys kind of understand things better. The 4 areas were health problems, the lack of emotional expression, the emasculation of the male, and dealing with extended family. So, so form good relationships, be nice to each other, respect, one another. I think that's really, really important. Be consistent. Thank you, thank you. Is that Bernadine or Berdine? Thank you very much for that key point you made. Very important. And yeah, so, and just be, don't be an asshole. I think that's a real important rule. Like, if you're gonna be an asshole to a stranger or somebody you don't like. Don't be an asshole to the person who's living in your house or in a relationship with you. That's not going to end well for you. It's going to spill back on you at some point. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button right now. On the count of 3, everybody hit the thumbs up button. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up. Come on. I need some thumbs up on this video so more people will see it, because we need to work the YouTube algorithm. Okay. Thank you. Second thing, also, if you want to check out our film on relationships and all that stuff, we have a great film made by experts, directed by Dorian Chandler, called The Black Love Blueprint. You can go to theblackloveblueprint.com if you want to watch the trailer. THE, that's theblackloveblueprint.com. Also, I want you guys to know I'll be in Chicago on July 28th doing a Financial Juneteenth Investing Seminar. If you'd like to come out, you can go to drboycechicago.com. That's drboycechicago.com. And also, don't forget this podcast is on iTunes and SoundCloud, so you can subscribe to those if you want to listen as opposed to just watch. You can listen wherever you go. So that's pretty much it. I'm out of here, guys. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.